here on the programme, and I want to return to our top story today. 2 children that have been killed and 9 injured in a knife attack in Southport. 2 adults are also in a critical condition in hospital. Merseyside's Police and Crime Commissioner Emily Spurrell joins us now. Good morning to you. First of all, obviously we saw the reaction from the emergency services to the incident late yesterday. Just your reaction this morning, if you could give us to what you know about what happened.
To be honest, it has genuinely been really hard to find the words for what has happened. This has been such an awful attack, absolutely atrocious. These attacks are never, are always awful, but particularly when there's children involved, it's just heartbreaking. And my heart goes out to the family, to the friends, the whole community, who I know are absolutely reeling from what happened yesterday. I would like to put on record my thanks to the emergency services. They walked into what was a very traumatic scene, and they behaved incredibly well with professionalism and tried to provide that absolutely vital support for the families that were there. So huge thank you for them and all the work that they've done and are continuing to do.
Do you have any more information about the circumstances surrounding what happened yesterday?
There's still a lot to be figured out. The police have obviously said that they've arrested one 17-year-old individual. They're not currently looking for anybody else. They don't believe that there is anybody else related to this. It's obviously a complicated investigation, so they will have to take the time now to figure out what's happened, why it happened, what motivated this individual to commit these acts. And I would encourage everybody to give them the space to do that and not to speculate about why or how this might have happened.
We know that obviously this is a situation that is ongoing. As you said, an individual is in police custody at the moment, and a lot of details still emerging over the last few hours. But do you know if this individual was already known to the police?
These are all the kinds of things that the police will obviously be looking at to figure out whether he was known to them, whether there's any previous history, all of that. It's not something I know at this point, and these are all the inquiries that the police are making. Right now, I would just urge people to let the police do their job. It's really important that we come together as a community, support the families, support the friends who have been affected by such an awful act. And I'm hopeful that we'll get some answers in due course as well, and hopefully ultimately get justice for the families.
I think anybody who knows the area, anybody who perhaps isn't familiar with the area but was watching yesterday would look at the road and say this is a really, it looks like a really lovely, quiet, residential place. We do say this, don't we? The sort of place where you cannot imagine this sort of horror happening. I wonder this morning, what is your message to that community, to those people living nearby, and to the people who will have been so badly affected by what happened?
And I think this is what is, particularly shocking and triggering around it, is that it was, these were children doing exactly what they should be doing, having a dance party on their summer holidays in a nice, quiet, seaside town. There is absolutely no expectation that anything like this should ever happen. And I think this is one of the big challenges for the community and what they're currently trying to get to grips with. When I was up there yesterday, I was hugely impressed, though, about just how well the community were coming together. There were flowers being laid. They're doing fundraisers, they're doing food parcels, they're setting up, community spaces for people to come and just be with each other. This is one of the things that Merseyside, communities like Southport, they do so well. They come together in these times of crisis, and I know that's going to continue as well over the next few days and weeks. So I would just encourage the community to keep supporting each other while we try to get to grips with what happened. I also just want to flag as well, we do have our victim care Merseyside service available. So if anybody does want to have a chat with anybody, one of our specialist trained victim care officers is available to talk as well.
Emily Spurrell, Merseyside Police and Crime Commissioner, thank you very much indeed for your time this morning. Thank you.